He is an amazingly supportive, non-cheating. He's not a cheating douchebag.
Once a cheater, always a cheater? I don't believe so.
Womp womp.
Hey y'all, Nana here. I hope that everybody's doing well. Hope you're keeping safe and hope you're keeping healthy. I myself, I'm doing alright. Matter of fact, I'm just peach king. Anyhow, y'all, I want to come on right quick because I want to have a reaction to the video that Foody Beauty put out. You know, the one seeking advice for a friend, right? For those of you who might have missed it, I'm just going to play a little clip right here so you can kind of catch up to speed and then we'll talk about it.
I have a question for you guys, and I want your opinion on something. I have a close friend who asked me advice. I'm not going to say her name. It's not my new friend. It's somebody who said I could ask you guys. So, my friend, her boyfriend was taking a shower, and she just so happened to see like his lock screen on his phone, and there was messages from her. You know how like WhatsApp shows you like a preview on the lock screen? She said that there was like a message from a girl with like big boobs and like a pretty girl, but she couldn't see what it said. And whenever she asked him about it, he grabbed his phone and was like secretive about it, and she said, show me what it is and there won't be a problem. And he pretty much told her to F off and wouldn't show her, and then she asked him again later and he said he deleted the message. So do you guys think that's like sus, or what do you guys think about that?
A friend. If you ask me, the friend that she was talking about is the reflection she sees in her mirror, her camera. That's the friend she's talking about. Because I don't buy any of it. It's a bunch of bullshit, right? Okay, so anyhow, that clip was from yesterday. And today, she proceeded to talk about the situation yet again. Although her friend asked her not to talk about it anymore. But she went ahead and she talked about it. So I'm going to play some of that. And I'm going to give my reaction, okay? So ready? Let's go.
No, it's my friend. So it's very important to say that my friend and I are very similar in a lot of ways. We have a lot of similar situations, and that's how we ended up bonding over the last year.
Oh, really? Really? You've been bonding with this special friend of yours, right? For the past year. Yet you have not made one mention of any friend in any video, in any stream. Never have made any mention of a special friend that you got with this tight bond, because you both are bonded, because you both have cheaters for partners, right? But you have not mentioned it once. But now you decide you want to mention your friend, and you want to share her very personal situation with a bunch of strangers on the internet, a bunch of strangers that don't know nothing about this friend. Never heard of this friend. Come on now. You think we're stupid or what?
I know people think I don't have friends. I do have friends. I don't ever talk about them online.
What you mean you don't talk about friends online? You shit yourself online. So why is talking about a friend that you got in real life, why is that taboo? Huh? That don't make no sense. But not only that, you don't talk about your friends online, but now you're going to proceed to talk about a very personal situation with your friend online. What? You don't make no sense. You make my head hurt.
You think I'm going to come on here and be like, oh yeah, I talked to this friend. They would be doxxed instantly. Like what they did with my new friend, they literally picked apart everything she was wearing and tried to match where she got it from.
So you're not going to put no friend in any kind of jeopardy. Yet, you came online and you talked about this very private, personal situation with your friend, right? But knowing everything that goes on in this crazy world, realm, whatever we're in, right? But you just thought that'd be a good idea. Again, don't make no sense. I'm going to be saying don't make no sense a lot, okay? Because none of this makes sense to me, y'all. It doesn't. It drives me insane, but I can't stop watching.
Basically, this person I was talking to, so anyway, she ended up, the dust settled. They made up, and basically, they talked, and she got more information out of him, of course.
What? He spilled the beans on himself. He gave her the 411? Well, what made him change his mind? I mean, because you said that he told her, you ain't got no business going through my damn phone and whatnot, and basically F off, right? What made him change his mind? Why all of a sudden is he giving her the information? Did he hand the phone over and say, here, go ahead and go through my phone, baby? Is that what happened? But did your friend ever stop to think that just possibly, while she was having a conversation with you, right, sharing the situation, that he might have been somewhere scrolling through his phone, deleted, erasing everything that he didn't want her to see right before he handed her the phone. See, that would be me. I'd be like, excuse me, what made you change your mind? Why didn't you give me this phone the first time I asked for it, huh? Why have we had a time lapse and now you're handing me the phone? What are you hiding? What did you delete? Because I have the suspicion that you deleted something. And I don't want to look at your phone no more.
So here's the thing. Your mentality whenever you've had an incident of infidelity in your relationship, her boyfriend was, he never cheated in person, but he was talking to someone online or something like that.
Get out. Get out. He was doing the same thing that your handsomest man was caught doing back in December? What?
When that happens to you in a relationship, any situation that you encounter involving any female, the immediate response is to be defensive and to be suspicious and to think the worst.
I can agree with you a little bit on that, right? Okay? Anybody who's been cheated on, yeah, you got, the seeds have been planted, right? But it's up to you to not let those seeds grow, right? If you choose to forgive somebody and go forward, you need to let it go. You need to let it go. But if you keep on having those problems, those issues, those feelings, then it just means you ain't got no trust in a relationship. And a relationship can't thrive if you ain't got no trust.
So she told me that, her boyfriend found out about her coming online and confiding in strangers on the internet, but it's never a good idea to bring your personal life to the internet, especially for relationships.
Yet you keep on doing it. You keep on doing it. But come on now. This whole charade is about you and Salah. Just be honest about it. You're trying to fool us. We ain't fooled. The only person you're fooling is yourself, and you're making yourself look like a big old fool.
And, so I told her that's, I wouldn't do that anymore, and, so, after the dust settled, basically she said, the boyfriend was mad that, he didn't get to voice his side, not opinion, but his side. So I'm going to do that a bit here for him and for her, at her request also.
Why? Why are you speaking on his behalf? Why are you defending her man? Why are you defending a man that I'm pretty sure you agreed with your friend did her wrong? Why? Downright dirty dog, right? Whatever he was doing behind her back. But now you're defending him? Oh, you're defending him at her request. Or maybe Salah's request. Did he say you better get on there, you better straighten things out? Because you keep on making me look like a bad guy.
Basically, he was very taken aback by her outrage. Like, they were talking 1 minute about plans, they were joking, laughing, and the next minute she was, like, angry, like, almost, like, throwing things and just screaming and not giving him a chance.
Hold on a minute. Time out. Wait a minute. Now you're saying that they was talking, making plans, laughing, joking, having a good old time, and then all of a sudden she snapped, she got angry. And he didn't understand why. What? Yesterday, when you first told the story about your friend, he was in the shower, and your friend happened to see the message on the phone.
Her boyfriend was taking a shower, and she just so happened to see, like, his lock screen on his phone, and there was, messages from her.
So was they in the shower together? Was she holding the phone? Was he holding the phone? Was she sitting on the pot while he was showering? How were they having a conversation if he was showering and she happened to see the message on the phone? That's what you said.
He became immediately defensive because she's a very, very suspicious and paranoid person, and he feels suffocated by that sometimes.
Oh, I believe it. You are a very suspicious and very paranoid person. I mean, when you was in Thailand and he didn't answer his phone, you were going berserk. And you did the same thing with your ex. You get a little Jodiarius, right? Yeah. And as far as him feeling suffocated, you track the man's every move, right? And as a matter of fact, that's when you lost your shit because you was tracking him and he wasn't answering the phone. And the phone that you were tracking him with showed that he was at home, but he wasn't picking up the phone.
Because she doesn't, the trust it's being rebuilt, let's just say.
Hey, that's like you because you're trying to rebuild your trust too.
And, I get that too. I get that feeling where you're like always, wondering and always tracking and stuff like that.
You always have that feeling of wondering and feeling the need to track and keep tabs on your man because you ain't got no trust. You ain't got no trust at all. There is no trust in that relationship, period.
So his response was immediately defensive, like, I'm not showing you anything. You don't deserve to see it. You're screaming at me, and I don't want to feel like I'm in jail and blah blah blah. So, that was the initial. Another thing is also he was worried to show her the conversation because he didn't think that she would understand the situation because she has overreacted before. And I said that's, you have to understand that that's a normal response, and you have to have patience with situations like this, especially if there was a breach of trust in the past. So
I think he finally understands that, and it's a lot too understands that, just so in case you were wondering his stance on it.
Why are you bringing up slaw? What does he have to do with this equation? I mean, this is about your friend and her boyfriend, right? So the thing with Salah, that was back in December. I mean, why would you even mention him in this situation? Again, this situation is all about y'all. Why you can't be honest about things? I don't get it. But carry on.
So it turned out that finally she just said, like, if you want to really regain my trust, give me those passwords, and so he did. He gave her the phone password, he gave her Instagram password, TikTok, all that. But that's not a fail-proof thing. That's the horrible thing about lack of trust. There's always, if somebody really wants to cheat or really wants to be, not faithful, there's always a way.
Nothing is going to stop somebody from cheating if they're a cheater, right? If they like cheating, they're going to cheat. They're going to find a different way. They will find different ways. And you having passwords, locations, and, having to check his messages and just 24/7 on him just makes you look insane. It does. And it's going to drive you insane. What a laugh. I mean, really, what a laugh.
But at least it's a step, and the most important thing in my mind was that he proved that who this woman was in the end. And while he did delete the conversation, and the conversation, he was able to find a picture of her and her husband. Apparently this woman is married.
Who cares if she's married? What does that prove? Oh my God, you are dense, ain't you? Who cares if she's married? Married people cheat, obviously.
So, apparently this woman and her husband were former customers of her boyfriend. He was also defending, that she wasn't showing her cleavage. This woman was wearing, like, a more tight-fitting, snug-fitting t-shirt. It wasn't, like, super modest, but it wasn't super revealing.
Now, don't that bug you just a little bit? Doesn't that make you upset? He's gonna defend the woman in the picture, who's just a plain old customer, right? Gonna defend what she's wearing, defend her against the words that your friend said about this woman in the picture. You said they weren't very nice, right? She said some nice, not so nice things. But he's gonna defend her? And you're okay with that? Let me tell you something here, okay? If some message came up on my husband's phone, right, and it had a picture, and it had questions or words about the person in the picture, right, and he started defending her? Excuse me, what? Excuse me, who? You're defending that picture that has me so worked up? You're defending that? I don't think so, mister. I don't think so. But you're okay with that? You didn't question that? Just a plain old customer, but he's like, no, she's not those things you're calling her. Look at, she's covered. That don't make no sense.
I guess, if you see a woman messaging your man on WhatsApp and saying, hi, how are you, or whatever, you're going to think the worst. And, any explanation is going to seem like an excuse if you don't trust, right? So to save the headache, he deleted it, but then he ended up explaining and showing her that proof that was needed. She said her boyfriend, assured her he would never hurt her. As you saw from the screenshots also, he will never, he promised to never do it again. Other than the one incident.
This is a one-time occurrence.
He's never cheated in person.
He didn't hurt anybody in real life.
It's all for play, and as long as you're not hurting anybody in real life, I don't see the harm. It's just, like I said, a quick, online thing. Wasn't emotional, but, yeah, it still was an infidelity, I'm not excusing it.
Infidelity? What you mean? I thought it was just a simple business conversation. Infidelity? Girl, what'd you find?
It still was hurtful. I did get hurt by this, from the infidelity part, and, yeah, it was somebody she knew, too, and you just be careful. Ladies, you never know, who you can trust in life, I'm telling you. Some people are snakes, so that's the update on that. Things are okay with them now, and they don't want me to talk about it anymore online because they're worried about being doxxed, even if nobody knows their names. Who knows? People find things out very easily online.
You know what I find real strange? I find it really strange that today, the friend doesn't want her story talked about, right? She don't want to be talked about no more. She doesn't want her business put on the internet because her and the boyfriend, they're afraid of the internet people, right? They don't want to be doxxed. They know what happens with the internet. They probably know what happens if you associate yourself with Foodie Beauty, right? So today they don't want it. But it's weird that just yesterday, the friend was okay with it, right? Hey, Foodie, could you share my story, please, with your buzzards? Because I need some advice. Can you share my story online? I know you get a lot of hate, but let's just share my story anyway. More proof that this whole facade, this whole charade, is all about Foody Beauty and Salah. Now, why can't she just come out and say that it's her? Well, because it's going to make him look like a bigger douche than he already looks like, right? And it's going to put a dent in her fairy tale relationship, right? Well, Foodie, you asked the question, so what are our thoughts on this, okay? So let me give some advice to your friend here, okay? Your friend has sent the message to this man, to her man, right? That this is acceptable behavior to her. That she's willing to put up with this behavior, right? She's proven that she has more feelings for this man than he does for her. That she holds a little bit more respect for her man than she does for herself. The man don't respect her. He don't respect her at all. Well, you can't say that. Well, how can I not say that? If this man has been witnessed to your friend's breakdowns, seen how upset she got the last time he was fooling around, and did it again, he don't respect her. Now, your friend has probably said a time or two, this is the last time, this is the last time. And every time your friend says that, and it's not the last time, it gives him the go-ahead. It gives them pass. And it's going to keep on happening time and time and again. And he don't care. He don't care if you break down and cry. He don't care if it hurts your soul, hurts your heart. Because you know what? He knows how to make it all better. By gaslighting you. Love bombing you. And it works every time, and he knows that.
And I'm giving it another chance. And like I said, if that doesn't turn out to be true, another lesson learned in life.
Let me tell you something here, Foodie, okay? Every time you accept this behavior, you excuse this behavior, you defend this behavior, you overlook this behavior, you accept this behavior, all you're doing to him is proving that you're willing to take it. You're willing to put up with it, You're giving him a pass. And as much as it hurts you, he's going to keep on doing it. Why? Because you permit it. Look, be his doormat, don't be his doormat. I don't care. It doesn't affect me in any way. You asked a question, you said what y'all think. I'm just throwing in my 2 cents, okay? And just putting a little advice out here for your friend, right? The same advice I give to a friend if they were in this situation. I tell them, you either deal with it or you don't. If you don't want to deal with it, then you walk away. If you want to deal with it and you want to stay, then you deal with it. But know that it's going to happen again. Why? Because it keeps on happening and you allow it to happen. And you want to sit there and cry about mental health and how the haters make your life, crazy and all these issues up here. What the hell do you think living this type of life does for your mental health? You don't think it's making you crazier? Crazier sitting there thinking, like, what's he doing every time he steps out the house? Who's he talking to? Right? Every time you can't see the screen on his phone, what's he looking at? Who's he talking to? Who's he messaging? Right? You can't even sleep because you're just wondering what he's doing 24/7. That's where he's got you. And if that's the life for you, then have at it. But don't cry about it when it happens again, because it's going to happen again, because you keep on giving the man a pass, is what I'm saying. And is it worth it? Is it worth it just to stick it to the haters? Is it? Because you don't want to raise the white flag and say, I give up. I can't live like this anymore. It's not good for my mental health, not good for my health, not good for me, period. So keep on doing it. But we all know it was about you. And he's going to keep on doing what he's doing because he's selfish, he's greedy. And you allow it.
I can assure you, with regards to my marriage, that will never happen again. This is a one-time occurrence. I'm not naive and will say for certain it will never happen again. I've been clear. I'm willing to accept the consequences. If it happens again, you can say I told you so. You can have a I told you so party.
Anyhow, that's all I have to say about any of that, right? I just couldn't hold my tongue. That's going to be it for me. That's going to be it for this video. Y'all take care, and I'll see you real soon.
Oh, wow. Your diet, you forget? You have to lose some weight.